Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, I'm continuing the conversation on who are we? Who are you? Who am I? So this is the fifth video. It's been a couple weeks since I put out the last video, and my apologies. Sometimes life takes over. So the last video I talked about when was the first time you abandoned yourself, or you realized that you put your feelings or your needs aside to take care of someone else or for someone else to feel happy. It's a common thing, but we all do that to some degree or another. Martini's coming up. But it's a little deeper than that. So we're going to dive into that today. So we are taught from an early age, and we have all done this, and we still even do it in our adult ages, to seek exterior approval, to seek approval from others. We ask people, how is my outfit? Do you like my new car? If I'm thinking about going to school, what do you think about that? And we look for validation outside of ourselves, although inside, like we know the answer, right? But we look for exterior validation. So what happens when you have a new outfit on, or maybe a new hat or something, and you say to one of your best friends, like, oh, how do you like this outfit? I just got it. And what happens if they don't like it? What do they say? No, that doesn't look good on you. But you love it, right? Like, do you go and change? Or do you say, oh, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. But you know what? Like, I'm really enjoying wearing this. I love the colors on me. But I thank you. Thank you for your honesty. More times than not, we will make a change. We will start to internalize. We will start to retreat. If you buy a new car or a new to you car, and you show it off to your family and friends, and you go, oh, I just got this car. Isn't it great? So what happens if most of your friends and family love the car and they say, it's great, congratulations, but just a few say, no, why did you buy that? That's a stupid car. That in and of itself, Martini has decided to make her way, although you have to lay down, Martini. That in and of itself, right, can have an impact on how we feel about ourselves. And why is that? Because we've been taught from a very young age. And I think I talked about this in the last video. We've been taught to please our parents. We've been taught to get good grades in school so our parents and our teachers will be happy with us. We've been taught to play well with others. We've been taught to follow the rules. These are the sets of rules, and you have to follow them. This is the time you get up in the morning. This is the time you go to school. This is the time you eat lunch. This is the time you take a break. So there's very little room for us to have to think for ourselves and to learn how to think and feel for ourselves. So what happens as we get older? We go to college, or we choose a job field or a career that we probably don't like. We end up in relationships that feel like they're swallowing us. They can be abrasive. Most times they're dysfunctional. And then we chase around trying to fit into a relationship that's not ours to fit into, because we've been trying to fit into an idea of life to please everybody else that was not ours to fit into. So we have these relationships, and they always start off good, right? Everyone is always good in the beginning, and then things start to fall apart. Somebody treats you badly. They say terrible things to you. You get your feelings hurt. You take a break. Then they send you a text message, or they call you, and there's no resolution to the issue, right? Because we're not taught either conflict resolution, how to resolve, Martini, come on, how to talk to people, or how to feel about these issues. We just kind of go back and both people say, oh, I'm sorry, but we don't know what we're sorry for. And then we keep going on to the same thing, and we repeat these same relationships, or we repeat these job patterns, and we land in jobs that are not fulfilling, that are just there to pay the bills. And look, we all need to pay bills. I need to pay bills, you need to pay bills, we all have taxes to pay. I want to pay for internet so I can record, and electricity to get everything out there. But we've been doing these things in opposition of who we are. So when I ask you, who are you, how do you answer that question? Do you answer it with your name and the job that you do, or the title that you have? Or do you answer it by your gender, by the color of your skin, the color of your hair, where you land in the socioeconomic place in society? Or do you go into, I'm just someone trying to figure out what makes me happy? It's a lot. And the more that we conform to what other people want, and the more that we step away from our own selves, the harder life gets. And that's where you have stress, tension, anxiety, depression. And what is the world, how does the world handle that? It gives you a pill, it gives you a medication, it gives you, and I'm a fan of psychology, psychiatry, and therapy, as long as they're there to get to the root of the problem. If they're just looking to put a Band-Aid over it, they're not resolving anything. They're just putting you on a conveyor belt, keeping you in this level area where they take away the highs and the lows, but then you have no opinion about life. And again, you're still not living your life. You still don't know who you are, because now you've been given a pill, so you don't have to think about anything. You just go through the mundane of every day, and you're still not happy, but you don't care about not being happy. So when we start to step away from ourselves, when we start to disconnect, and we keep repeating that pattern, even once we realize that's happening, then we fall into despair. So I'm going to say something that's a little controversial, or a lot, but I'll say it anyway. And I'm not a biblical scholar by any means. No, I was born to a mom who was Catholic. My dad was Episcopalian, but Catholicism won out. So I went to Catholic church. I did the sacraments, all the things, until I decided to break free. But I believe in Genesis, the Bible talks about Adam and Eve, and the first sin is Eve. There was the Garden of Eden, and there is the tree of wisdom and knowledge, which is the tree of life probably, but the tree of wisdom and knowledge. And they were told, you can have anything in this garden, you can eat from any tree or any plant in this garden except for this tree. Now, this is what is in the Bible. We don't know, right? We were not there. I can go back in my past lives. I was not there then. So it says that Eve ate the apple, and then all of a sudden, that was the first sin, right? She ate from the tree of wisdom and knowledge, and she ate the forbidden fruit. But what if that wasn't it at all? What if the Garden of Eden is there, filled with everything, because we're told that we were born with everything that we need to get through life. And then we're also told, but don't tap into these things. Don't trust yourself to tap into these things. What if, though, when whatever happens, let's say Eve ate that apple, and then somewhere in her mind, and maybe she started to get, a deeper understanding of life, of why they were put on this earth. And maybe there was some manifestations or a meditation that brought her clarity about all the amazing gifts that she has and that humans have in this world. And what if that caused her, what if she started to feel guilty about that? And it wasn't that she sinned, but in her mind, she started to feel guilty about that, and then she started to question herself. Instead of staying in her strength and her power, she started to question herself. And again, this is all theory, right? What the hell do I know? And what if the first sin was us separating ourselves from our own power and strength? And when we separate from our own inner power and strength, we separate ourselves from the source of everything. What if God is not this exterior thing, this big thing that, the wizard behind the curtain, so to speak? What if it's not this big mystery? But what if God is within all of us? And what if the first sin was we separated ourselves, we separated our mind from our inner self, which means we separated from the divinity within us, therefore we separated from the divine itself in a whole. What if that was the original sin? And what if that is why we have so many problems in this world and coping and moving through this world? So I ask you again, who are you? And write down, my name is this. I grew up here. I have this job. This is my job title. Blah, blah, blah. And write all that stuff out. I want you to get to the thing behind the thing. And this is where we are being led to, energetically, astrologically, in this world. We're getting to the thing behind the thing. We've been living our thing, our societal thing, for a long time. We're now going to the thing behind that. What is behind who you are? What is behind the body, the name, the family, the heritage, the ancestors? Go back to the beginning, at the beginning of you. And if you stripped it all away, and you peeled off your gender, it's just gender neutral, there's no gender. What if you peeled away your skin color, because that really doesn't matter? What if you peeled away your hair and your muscles and everything physical? And what if you went into that energetic space? What color is your energy? Maybe that's the first tangible thing. And how does your energy feel? The answer to who are you lies beyond the things behind the things behind the things. It lies in the very depths of all the layers that we need to peel away. And we're in a phase of peeling away layers, of stepping away, of breaking through. We have the full moon lunar eclipse on September 7th in Pisces. That's bringing old wounds and emotions to the surface. Chiron, the wounded healer, is still retrograde until, I think, December or January. All these old wounds that are ready to be looked at and understood and loved and healed and released, they're starting to come up. These eclipse season that we're in, that's just starting now, there will be 7 eclipses in total that will take us through 2027. This is a new start. This is a fresh start. But to start fresh, it's going to bring us back to who we are. Who are you? Beyond the title, beyond the name, beyond your place in your family, beyond your place in society, beyond your gender. We're peeling these things away. And it starts with, maybe I'm not going to outsource approval anymore. Maybe my own approval of me is enough. Maybe I ask for opinions, but I know within me, I'm going within me for the true answer. And maybe when someone doesn't like what I say or do, or what I'm wearing, I don't even let it bother me because it has nothing to do with me. Their opinion is theirs. Maybe I stop absorbing everyone else's approval. Maybe I stop seeking outwardly and start to seek inwardly. And maybe that's where you find the answer to who are you. So this is our video, our 5th video. We'll take this deeper next time. But thank you all for watching. If you have any questions about this, and again, my theory on original sin is just purely my theory. It comes from nowhere exterior other than my meditations and the spiritual connection I have to the other side. And this came to me out of nowhere. So intuition comes to you from nowhere. It's not like you're thinking about something and spinning a story and you've been replaying something in your mind. That's an intuition. If intuition just comes out of nowhere when you're doing just some of the mundane things of life. And then it just shows up and you go, oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll put that out there. So it's just my theory. It's just a spin. In the next video, I will go into another biblical writing. And again, I'm not a biblical scholar by any means. I've never even read the whole Bible front to back, other than when I was in CCD classes for Catholic Church. But it's just another way to, it's not separating anything, but it's bringing everything back into wholeness and oneness. And it's bringing you back to who you are. So thank you for watching, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send me an email or put them in the comment box below. And until next time, always I send you light and love. Martine, watch out. I'll send you light and love. Happy eclipse, everyone.